part of the problem with interviewing people a lot of time is that a lot of dudes just straight up grow up with like the code of the streets embedded in them, where the rules are like, you don't talk to people you don't know, you don't talk on the record, you definitely don't talk on camera, you keep that shit in, and it's just kind of, a lot of people have that built into them. Like a lot of, like somebody in your position, there's a lot of rappers who are from the same place as you, very similar circumstances. You will never hear them open up about their girl because they don't want to seem soft. They don't want to open up like that. It's just kind of messy, etc. Is that a challenge for you to open up like that?
A little bit, but I'm confident in myself as a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm fully confident in myself as a man, and knowing that I'm not taking away from my masculinity by embracing these situations in my life, because these same dudes who want to be tough and the same, you know what I'm saying, who really, like you said, similar to me, same situation, same backgrounds, all that, who not embracing it, that feel the same way but don't want to embrace it because they looking at the judgment they gonna get from the next person or the next dude who exactly like them, who holding it in. So if y'all the same way, y'all going through the same emotions, but y'all don't want to talk about it because y'all think y'all both gonna clash with each other. You know what I'm saying? We all the same at the end of the day, bro. I know I'm a gangster. I'm a real gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never like ever felt less of a man in my life. So I feel like me talking about that, that's even more gangster. You know what I'm saying? So,
but there's a difference between you deciding to talk about your feelings or what you've been through in terms of relationships on a record versus when just you wake up one day and that shit is all over the blogs. Like, how does that feel in comparison that you are like, you gotta wake up and read about yourself?
That's why I talk about it, because 9 times out of 10, what you see in the blogs is not actually my feelings. It's not actually what may have happened, or is what you see in the blogs where people may have responded for me might not be the response that I might have said if I actually opened my mouth. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to entertain the blogs or entertain the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, my music is a form of therapy. Even when I talk about stuff, I'm not talking about it for the recognition of the blogs or to clear that. I'm talking about it to get it off my chest and to speak to the people who I may care about their opinions or that are important to me that I may not open my mouth verbally to say because we caught up in what's there, and I'm not going to appeal to those people ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely just a big decision for you, because like, you'll have little bits of shit that's been captured on social media, and then you'll have the blogs creating a whole narrative out of that and saying, well, we got this clip of this happening and this happening, so clearly this happened.
So if this happened past tense and he may have said this 6 months ago, that don't mean I was feeling that way when this situation might happen, because I probably never even seen the situation happen when I spoke on what I may have did in the situation. You get what I'm saying?
But a lot of times you coming out and saying like, that didn't happen, this is what happened.
Right.
But it might not even help. It might be, of course he's going to say that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what you just hit it right on the head. So like going
to
address it right then. I don't address situations because I know I live a regular life every day, and the people who are a part of my life understand me fully through and through, and they know even when I make mistakes, I embrace my mistakes. I try to correct my mistakes. So I don't really care to explain that to the people who don't know me at all, who probably don't even try to address their mistakes, or who got these same problems that, you know what I'm saying, don't even know how to deal with them in a way. You'll go crazy alone just trying to, you know what I'm saying, please them people and please the people who actually in your life who mean something, you know what I'm saying? You're going to overwhelm yourself. So I just try to stay focused on the shit that matter.
Definitely. Is there something about Jay? Like, you got a long-standing appreciation for Jay. You started out with the Dynasty instrumental, and then the other one, the last song was the Feel It in the Air instrumental. Yeah. What does that represent to you, choosing to use his instrumentals in a situation where most people don't do that these days?
I think, especially with that Dynasty record, I was thinking like, and I had DM, I was playing with Meek and shit, like, just certain songs, I'll really be in the studio like, what if Hov hit this? What if Meek hit this? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what if they was in the studio with me? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times we run from them samples and we run from these records, but it's really just showing homage and embracing it and trying to see if I'm not necessarily trying to top records, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be me on these records where like, damn, I fuck with that, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's a certain energy that comes with that shit.
And I yeah, it's definitely, but I feel like I'm a child of hip hop anyway, you know what I'm saying? I grew up appreciating hip hop. I know what it is, and everything that I don't know about hip hop, I'm always the one that's willing to learn. So it's like, with me being that, it's easy for me to try to fit on these records. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for me to touch the Beanie Siegel record because I grew up listening to that record. It's easy for me to touch that Dynasty sample because as soon as I played it, I knew what it was. And it's easy for me to carry it a certain way because you might play that for another artist. He just hear like, damn, that beat fire. He don't even know what it originated from.
Definitely. When you look at Jay though, and you look at Meek, and you look at the way that like Jay obviously has become something in hip hop that we've never really seen before, and it feels like he's really setting Meek up to have a similar trajectory. I mean, that's an incredible thing to see, and also I'm curious, like, to what extent you see that future for yourself of really being able to take your role in hip hop to a different level.
Every day, that's why I'm doing it, man. And I always saw myself that as a kid, or even when I first stepped into it, when I didn't even know what it took to get there. You know, like I said, these kids have these aspirations and don't really know. You think it's conflicting with what you're dealing with on the reality, but you had those aspirations for a reason, man. You know what I'm saying? So I always like wanted to be that top tier artist. I always wanted to be that top tier businessman. I always wanted to have a legendary legacy at the end of the day when I go out of this shit. So now understanding and seeing what I'm building towards, it's important for me to do that. And I think that's why my music reflected, and I do business that way, where it's like I'm betting on myself in all aspects. You know what I'm saying? If you're not willing to really believe in me and bet on myself, bet on me, then I wouldn't put myself in the position for somebody to do otherwise. And I think that's what Hove did. That's what Meek did. You know what I'm saying? That's what they doing. I think that's the recipe for success in this business nowadays. You know what I'm saying? What we up against now. So, yeah, I'm definitely, everything I do is strategic. That's why people might not understand it, but I think about every little thing I do, even when I'm doing something off of have got just to get, you know what I'm saying, the result that I see fit for myself, I'm going to do just that because I know what I'm working towards. You know what I'm saying? Everybody might not, but I know what I'm working towards.
Right, because, I mean, you come from such humble beginnings when we think about the fucking drill wave and everything, and to see that you're still, like, doing so well for yourself in your career is very positive, very enthusiastic. But I mean, Meek and Jay come from similar situations, really, and just it's consistency and longevity and staying on top of it.
And what you saying, I appreciate that, bro. But it's so much behind the scenes that people don't see, and you know what I'm saying. And that's even more important with being that, you know, having that longevity and having that success in this business. You got to take the bad that come with the good, and even with the bad, and rebuild. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to reinvent yourself. Like Hov will probably tell you I had to reinvent myself. Meek will probably tell you I had to reinvent myself. Like a lot of these guys, it's not really changing who you are, but it's like we run into problems. This is a business. This probably the most lucrative business that's similar to the streets. So you're going to endure some heartbreak in this shit. You're going to endure some problems, some bumps in the road. And I feel like when you take the bad just as well as the good in this business, you able to, you know what I'm saying, stick through it. You able to stick it out.
But like Jay's career is like marked with all these moments in which he stopped doing shit that he was doing before. Like at a certain moment he said, I'm not really rapping about street shit the same way that I used to. I'm not wearing the same clothes. I'm not going to have the spinners on my car or whatever. Had there been moments like that for you where there's like, you know what, there's shit that I've been doing since the beginning of my rap career and I got to leave that in the past?
Yeah. Absolutely, and one of them was just being deep in the streets. You feel what I'm saying? Like really still being in the streets. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the most, you know, toughest things I had to do, and just, you know what I'm saying, really about trying to please everybody else around me. It wasn't about what I wanted to do. It's what I got to do. Like I'm saying, like you feel like Jay-Z said, I'm not gonna do this no more because it's stuff that come with every decision that you make. I ain't gonna ride spinners. I ain't gonna spread about the streets. I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because it's energy that come with that. And if it's not always in alignment with you meeting your goals that you set for yourself, you got to let that go. And I had to make these same decisions. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody who gonna be put in this position gonna have to make the decisions, and that's gonna be the difference in making and breaking you. Because if you don't make those decisions, you're not gonna get where you want to go.
But there's a lot of hard decisions in that, because
if
you decide that you want to really focus on your career and be serious about your career, well, guess what? With that comes, I'm gonna have to tell this dude he ain't coming on tour anymore. I'm gonna tell this dude he ain't gonna be around at all anymore. And they then feel like you're a traitor to them, etc. There's a lot that comes with that.
Yeah, but I learned also with genuine people, man, if people love you, even in disappointment, you know what I'm saying, and on heartbreak, they gonna still love you when they understand. So you gotta put people to those tests. I put people, now I learned, like I put the people I love to the test the most, because you gotta stand the test of time, because I know how I am, even in, I fell out with a lot of the people that I love the most, but the love never changed. It always been genuine. It always worked out. Life gonna work itself out if it's meant to be. I learned that. That's something I always learned. What's meant to be will always be. So I'm not afraid to make those decisions no more.
Really? Because there's a lot of people who are. There's a lot of people who are kind of stuck in this like prison of who they're around, and they feel like they can't break away from that. And you're acting like it goes smoothly. A lot of times it's very difficult, right?
I've been through those times where it was the most difficult.
But
so
it always
goes
comes
smoothly.
around from your experience?
Yeah, it always go around. You know what I'm saying? I done got into it with my best of friends when I wasn't in the streets, because I'm loyal to a fault. A phone call, just something as simple as a phone call, could pull me right back into that environment. So I had to cut ties completely.
Right.
You know how hard that was for me, and people who literally know I'm gonna pick up the phone every time you call. Now I'm not picking it up no more. It was a point where we like fuck each other. But these the same people, and you would never know that we went through this shit, you know what I'm saying? But these the same people that's still around me every day when you gonna see me, and when I am at these dinners and I'm at the shit that I'm doing, these the same people that was around when I first started doing this, you know what I'm saying? So what's meant to be will be. I know who my real friends are. I know who my real family is, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been put through those tests that life will put you through.
Definitely.
Yo, what's up, man? It's Herbo, and if you enjoy watching this clip, go watch the full interview.